Hi YouTube, look who I've got here with me. I have an Elin who is happy to be back with her sister. I have a unicorn sister. Do you want to come here, unicorn sister? Come and sit here, unicorn sister. Elin came home from hospital 2 days ago and I took her home to her dad's and grabbed Alice and took Alice home to me for a few days because...
Mommy, why did you do it again?
Because the other one wasn't good enough.
Oh.
Oh. That's why. When we get Elin home from hospital, it is not because she is 100% recovered. It is because she is recovered enough for us to continue her care at home, outside of a hospital setting. And that means that Elin needs even more than she does under normal circumstances. Alice still requires all the attention and energy expending activities in the world because that's kind of the age that Alice is at. She wants to be kept active, she wants to be outside, she wants to be playing, and she kind of needs a lot of supervision. Says the mum whose 4-year-old poured fruit juice into the fish soup before pouring it all over herself. Yeah, so Elin, when Elin comes out of hospital, she needs to be carefully brought up to a reasonable amount of fluids in a day, a reasonable amount of calories in a day. We need to obviously make sure that she's still not vomiting, keep an eye on her. She was in desperate need of a bath. Her whole kind of digestive system is out of whack after a hospitalization like that, so it takes a bit of time to get bowel movements back to normal. So there's a lot of extra changes required. Yes, my dear?
It's very light out there.
It's very light out there. Yes, I know. You've been out in the garden. You're allowed to go back out again if you want.
Not there.
Is it very light out there?
Yeah.
Yeah? So?
I want to play there.
You're not going to play out the front of the house. We've talked about this. Not happening. My street isn't safe. Where she lives with her dad, it's perfectly safe for her to play outside the house. But where I live, it's not. So she's not allowed to play out there without supervision. Yeah, so Elin has had a few days. Alice, Goblinia. Hey, Goblin, get away from there. Get away from there. Oh, Elin, do you think your sister's funny? Do you think your sister is funny? Nay, Alice. Let me vlog, or I'm going to be cross with you again. And I've already been cross with you 100 times today, and I'm kind of done. I don't want to be cross again. Yes, so where was I? Yes, so Elin gets a couple of days one-on-one with her dad. It doesn't actually matter which parent she gets one-on-one with, but since we separated, she's been in hospital twice, and both times dad has said, I'll have her. And she has spent 2 days more or less being cuddled and fed and cuddled and bathed and cuddled and just having that one-on-one time. You are such a nightmare. You are such a nightmare. And I have had Alice, who...
Mommy, I'm a unicorn.
You're a unicorn. I have had a unicorn. To give you an idea of sort of the level of attention and activities that Alice needs. My face needs to be visible. Well, actually, you have it here. But yesterday, I asked my friend if I could take her 4-year-old with me and take both girls to the playground because it's actually easier being on my own with 2 4-year-olds than it is being on my own with Alice. Because when she has her bestie with her, she has somebody who keeps her occupied and they can run around together. And I just need to supervise as opposed to activate. Yes. So Elin, when Elin's last day in hospital, started with her finally having had a full night's sleep. So she had 2 nights where she wasn't sleeping because she was fitting non-stop. So well over 48 hours of non-stop seizures and no sleep. But that last night she'd had a full night's sleep and she'd stopped fitting. She had also, her cannula had failed, and Elin is really difficult to cannulate, so we wanted to try without. And so I was giving her all of her medicines through the peg. I was giving her homemade chicken broth, and I was giving her Diarrhelite. If you don't know what Diarrhelite is, it is a electrolyte fluid replacement that you can buy it over the counter. It's what you use when you've had a really bad bout of stomach flu, and you need to sort of reset your own fluid levels without being in hospital. Alice, stop.
No, I'm a horsey.
You're a horsey, that's wonderful. Be a horsey the other direction. Or be a horsey out there. Get away from the camera if you're going to be a horsey. There we are.
I'm a horsey go like that.
Alice, get away from the damn camera before I scream at you again. I have no patience today. Sort of the idea of a whiskey bottle and a bendy straw has crossed my mind, but we're not going to, obviously I'm not going to do that. I'm on my own with the kids. That's not really an option. No, it's not an option. Elin, don't encourage me. Don't encourage me. Yes, so chicken broth. If you are familiar with us, if you followed us for a long time, you know that we put Elin on a blended diet because she didn't tolerate formula. Now, the blended diet thing is not officially supported in the community and in our local healthcare system. So, in hospital, if hospital is going to feed Elin, they will feed her formula. Or they will feed her something called Fortini, which is a prescription meal replacement that Elin does have in addition to her blended diet. Now, when she was in hospital back in March, when we started trying to get food into her again, we gave her a mixture of Fortini and Diarrhelite, and she took a massive step backwards. She started throwing up again, and she ended up spending another 2 nights in hospital. I didn't want that to happen this time around, so her dad cooked up an enormous amount of homemade chicken broth, you know, the kind that your grandma makes, chicken on the bone, celery, carrots, you know, random vegetables cooking together over 8 hours, reducing down into a nice healthy broth. And she was just having clear broth in hospital on whatever day it was I took her home. I took her in on a Wednesday, she was in Thursday, she was in Friday, Saturday I took her home, Saturday afternoon. Was she 3 nights in hospital? Yeah, she was 3 nights in hospital. Yeah. Ow! Jesus Christ, doll. What are you doing? And what are you doing? Oh. Yes, so when we got her home from hospital, she was still not on any solid food at all, but she was on clear broth. She was on roughly half the amount of fluid that she's supposed to be on. Her maintenance fluid requirement is 1.5 litre, which I think really is quite a lot for a child. I can assure you that she doesn't get her maintenance fluid, if that is the amount that is required. Elin, we might get up to 1.5 litres food blends and water in a day. But food blends don't count as pure water. There's obviously high water content in them, but they're not pure water. So I have my personal idea about, or my personal view about maintenance fluid levels. What have you found now? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Stickers, 3D stickers from Granny. She can have those. Yes. Yeah. So when we get her home, she needs to be brought up to a normal level of fluids, a normal level of food. She tends to have a digestive system that's out of whack for a few more days, and she just needs even more care than usual. So we keep the girl separated for a couple of days after a hospitalization. That was the point of this whole video. It's taken me nearly 10 minutes to say that. But as you can see, she's feeling so much better. She's full of beans here, lying on the floor kicking. She's got a little bit of a rash here, which I think is related to her throwing up and getting it on her skin. And this here is a suction machine, so that if she does have content in her mouth, be it saliva or be it vomit, that she can't quite handle, I can suction it out of her and help clear it, and we should hopefully not get into really bad vomiting again, because I can't handle another stint in hospital now. She is now on 2 daily epilepsy medications, sodium valproate and Keppra. Keppra is the one she's been on for a while. Sodium valproate we've just added. And I think, well, obviously I saw her in hospital. I saw that the medication regime eventually did help. So I'm kind of hoping that we're going to have a period now of fairly calm life seizure-wise. And I am happy to have her here. I am happy to have both girls here. And I think tomorrow I'm going to make sure that we come out to play as well. But you're right in the way! You're right in the way! You're right in the way! But today I want to stay indoors. It is cold as Sweden out there. And I don't want to be out there. I know all my Swedish friends are going to go, no, it's not as cold as Sweden because our snow actually settled. Your snow hasn't settled. It snowed. Why is it snowing in Bedford in April? This is not okay. Yeah, so I want to keep Elin indoors today. I want to make sure that she gets enough food. I want to make sure that she gets enough fluid, that she has her medicines, that she has a fairly calm and quiet day. And then tomorrow we're going to look at getting outside again and keeping little Miss Impatient occupied.
Are we going to the playground tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes.
With Elin?
Yes. Tomorrow. Anyway, it's lovely to be here with you. It's lovely to have the girls home. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.